All right, so here we are to talk about Season 1, Episode 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Witch.
Oh. I thought you were starting a new sentence, but you're just saying the word witch.
Which is the name of the episode.
It should be.
Yeah.
So we take I think you made a comment that might have even spoiled it for me, but I was like, I wonder how soon we'll stray away from vampires. And you're like, quite soon. So like, yes, right?
Quite soon.
We're here.
But had it happened in like 5 episodes, you'd been like, you hinted at this.
See?
You said quite soon.
I saw it coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
They even make a reference in the episode. They're like, well, it's been a few weeks since we've seen any vampires, blah, 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 blah.
We haven't seen a vampire in over a week.
And then here we are. It's time to try out for cheerleading.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar trying to be a little normal, trying to, approach the average person's thing. Yeah, fit in a little bit.
I just want to have a life. I want to do something normal.
She wants to have a life. She's not just a Slayer. There's more to her than that.
Exactly. So, like, that is the beginning of the arc of the episode is Buffy going to the tryouts. You got Xander trying to profess his love in this episode.
I'm gonna take your advice and not beat around the bush.
Or I could be wrong. Maybe you should beat around the bush more.
No, I gotta be a man and ask her out.
I don't know if it's because I know where it's going or because I just like that. That's my least favorite part of everything. I like that he's hopelessly in love with Buffy, and I like Willow being like, oh, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, you get Willow being a little bit jelly,
right?
Spreadable on toast.
Oh, great. I'm a guy.
And you got Xander as like this hapless fuck who keeps trying to shoot a shot and not really getting a chance to even attempt.
He's so bad at it, yes.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but I'm like, we're wasting our time. I know this is not a thing. Move on with this, please.
Sure. So he gives his gift.
Yours, always.
It came that way, really. They all said that.
And then we get to see the different people that are trying out for this team, and like they look like the most athletic people at it. Whatever. Like remember high school? Remember the cheerleaders and what they did? Nothing. There was never a person doing a split on chairs.
Ooh, stretchy.
Or had any remote athletical prowess as the dancer, like the 7 years tap choreographer that
maybe
did
not
that.
At your shitty school, but no, yeah, it's very TV, it's very California, even though that's not right where it's happening, type of thing. I don't know. It's
it is happening in California.
Oh, it's actually set there, Sunnydale, California.
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like everything, because that's who writes it. They're like everything's like this. Schools are huge and have like money and labs and good things in them and stuff.
Well, yeah. Yes. Well, Sunnydale more than most, and we'll find that out. But as what we know right now, so we experience someone who bursts into flames, and
we got some hot hands.
Starts our paranormal look
going on. Yeah, so it all centers around the cheerleading. I like that. I like that Giles gets to be like, are you telling me this powerful witch is trying to become head cheerleader? And that's ridiculous.
Not even head, just A.
I mean, she's aspiring to work her way up in the cheerleading circuit. Yeah, I like that because it kind of, and then Giles has to be like, oh, I guess they're right. That is what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So. It's a nice progression of, are you saying they hate cheerleaders? No, I think they love cheerleaders.
Someone doesn't like cheerleading.
Or likes it too much.
I think it's fun to watch the different ways the witch attacks her victims here, and it's certain ones are more explainable than others. Yeah, and that's something that I think is funny in a world where witches don't exist publicly.
Yes.
You'd think you wouldn't, spirit away someone's mouth.
I was gonna say, once you have no mouth, it's definitely. Yeah. So everybody else, I think, was like reasonably not like bursting into flames is not explainable, but they can make some shit up. Yeah. How does your mouth like matrix itself out of existence? Like that's crazy.
Even Cordelia, so she goes blind temporarily, like super blind.
What's happening? I can't see anything.
And like that on its own would take you out of the running, but then there's the coincidences of the fact that she is in driver's ed class.
Well, she's like catatonic leading up to that. She's kind of walking around like a zombie. And
I always perceived that as her vision was going and she was trying to deal with that. Like,
oh God.
Oh my God.
I hope that's not it. That's awful then.
I'm freaking out here. What's happening? Like trying to focus on that and not think about it or whatever. And
she did a very she and they did a very bad job of communicating that though.
Cordelia, you haven't been mean to me all day. Is it something I've done?
If your vision, like I pictured it, because you saw her eyes didn't turn white until the very end.
Yeah.
So I thought that she's just, her shit's all foggy. It's all fucked up. She's spiritually being attacked.
And stuff does progress. Like Buffy's thing progresses. Mm-hmm. Even the hot hands, they start smoking first, right? Yes. That's a little
That girl's on fire.
Yeah.
I've had enough of your bullshit.
That girl's on fire! Enough for the hyperbole.
Stop heaping praise on these bitches. And she's like, no, I mean on fire.
But that whole bit where she's driving, you know, like there's also a line where it's like, Cordelia, you've failed driver's ed twice already, and it also puts me into the thoughts of like, how did you fail twice already? That wasn't something that was offered like a lot.
Don't be ridiculous.
And then it makes me wonder what grade, like if you're 16. Or, you know, Cordelia, they don't paint her as the brightest bulb. Maybe she's held back a couple times. And we're not joining this at the beginning of the year. So I guess she could have had something else there. But I always took it as they were freshmen. But I guess if you're 16, you're not a freshman, because they're just based on...
Do they list an age? I thought they were trying to keep it vague.
I could have sworn at some point, maybe even in this episode, they say, like, you're 16, something.
Everything is life or death when you're a 16-year-old girl.
There's always a certain thing that the writers will do where it's some hybrid. It's like high school with ashtrays, and they're like, "I'm leaving campus. We have a trip," and it's like, "Who's going on trips like that?" It's this weird pastiche of just like school, motherfucker. And that's the vibe that I get here.
And on all TV shows, yes, you will get a vibe similar to that. But it just made me question. It was one other thing, like, how could that be? But during that, the more unbelievable part is that, you know, aside from just let your foot off the gas and you won't be driving any longer, is there's like a UPS truck or something that I'm like, that had to want to kill her because she's in the road and it's just barreling at her. And it's not like she's like, oh, like she was in a part of the road I didn't expect her to be. He hit the car she was driving and ripped the door off. Like, you were that, like... If you didn't see the girl,
maybe
he
was cursed by the witch too.
Maybe.
And he's in on it.
That would be funny. You zoom in and it's her driving.
It's her.
Witchcraft. Blinding your enemy to disorient and disable them it's a classic.
I love Giles like being more hands-on because usually I'm not sure how it usually goes yet because I'm coming to this very blind. But
episode 3.
So far, you know, it seems like he's back at the HQ reading the book and stuff. But I like them. I like them using the knowledge in various ways. Like, oh, there's actually like a witch detection spell. You just need to do this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and then him, I know, kind of in the climax, Buffy's out of commission and he has to be the one to like do the thing. So I like that vibe.
That's not, well, it might be the first time it's displayed, but that's going to be a running theme.
I dig it because
everyone plays their part, and sometimes you're like, some of these parts don't necessarily make sense.
Yeah, like trying to give everyone something to do, too hard. Yeah, I like it though because in the intro two-parter, he's painted as being like he's new to this, he's nervous, he's trying to tell her shit, and she's like, no, old man, I know how to do this better than you, and he's like, But now he's like, wait, no, this is important. Let me do this, and he's able to apply it. Yeah,
I like the old school style of witchcraftness, like when you see her in the attic doing a thing, grabbing this and that, and like really quick precision grabs a lot, just because I think it's creepy. But it's fun and interesting, and she's potentially super powerful, like the mother, because like, you know, she goes full black eye and does things and can do things without casting. She was gonna
interdimensionally, banish somebody.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like this being, you know, the earlier episodes where they're first displaying how magic works, it seems like based on where things go, magic changes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. She's not just like a singularly powerful witch. There's other.
It's possible, but just.
There have been shows where sometimes different people have magics that are sourced from different
and
things.
She's definitely an evil lady, and I wonder.
Yeah.
Like where she would have gone, how long has she been practicing, exactly what the tale of her story is, because.
How'd she get into the witchcraft game?
Sure.
Yes, exactly.
Well, when she was with the father, she was already a witch because he said, oh, he used to call her a witch and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
And then she has a story.
I thought he was just mispronouncing bitch.
Yeah. She has a story of him running off with some oh, he ran off with some kindergarten or whatever the fuck he says, floozy bitch. But I wonder if it was all just a thing. Did he actually cheat on her? Did he not? Is that just her angle of it? With like, oh, he couldn't take that I was doing all this witchcraft and I was affecting, Amy's life. So
get rid of him.
Yeah, left.
And then lie to my kid about what happened to him.
I wonder.
Yeah, but that's not true because at the end, doesn't she say, "Oh, my dad is overprotective now," and blah blah blah. Blah, blah.
Yes,
right. Yeah.
But I wonder.
Well, so he was not killed by the witch.
Oh no, he wasn't killed.
Yes.
But I wonder, was he spirited away? Did he actually cheat on her? Is that all just something?
Was there some doll magic?
Because we
involved to like split him up. Yeah.
We know the mom's a little full of shit because Leigh's like, and she never gained a pound, and I'm like, she definitely gained a pound.
I never once gained a single pound.
I like that bit, by the way, too, where while they're casting the spell, you see little flashes where Amy, but Amy's mom is out cheerleading, and you see flashes of Buffy and like the other room back and forth, like they're bleeding into each other. I thought that was well done.
I think I would have liked it better if Amy would have gotten taken over in the middle of the episode and not from the start. Because then you could have had a chance to notice a difference like here and there.
Like I like so like they show enough of her at the end. I thought it was pretty good, but not like amazing, right? Because what you want is the opportunity to to have because whoever that actress is has to act like Amy, has to act like Witch Mom, and then has to act like Witch Mom acting like Amy. So you want that. So maybe you could go back and see a difference between her at the end and her throughout the episode, but it would be a little less of an impact than if you see like, wait, Amy's not that confident. What's going on? And then
and you're always speaking very positively of your mother. It would be nice to see her go from negative to positive. Yeah. Something like that.
You hate your mom. What do you mean? Oh, we talked it out. It's good. All that stuff. Yeah.
There's the and the whole like I train with my mom 3 hours a day. You could believe that her mom is making her train for 3 hours a day, but really it's just she's just training for 3 hours a day. I wonder too if there's a part where it's when you're old mentally. If you jumped into a young body, do you think there are things like, do you physically, are the reasons you can't do things as you're older because your body can't physically do them, or can you not do them anymore?
I don't know what the swap is doing, how it's working, your soul, right? It's magic.
Yeah. And a different body is different, like you have a different jump than I have, so if I switched into your body, I couldn't do the things I wanted to do.
Oh yeah, you would be very unhappy if you switched into my body. I have no jump. Watch me jump now. See? Nothing.
Oh, he's so quick.
He's so fast. I didn't even see him. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be awful. Yeah. I've often wondered some of that stuff. Like if you were in someone else's body, like, you're like, oh, that doesn't hurt that much. You're just not used to it. And then and then they're in your body like, this is horrible. How do you do this? And you're like, that's easy. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
And just feeling someone else's reflexes. Yeah. That'd be cool stuff.
Yeah, how much of that is, because if we want to get scientific, like the brain is like a physical thing that has functions. So when there's magic involved, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I was wondering. When she wasn't able to do it, I was like, couldn't she cast a spell and then be able to do it?
I know.
It's strange.
Also, the mom is like a MILF. She's like an attractive lady, and there's still this weird thing of like, you're wasting your youth. I'm an old hag. Fuck you. And I'm like, are we gonna get this reveal that she's been like glamoring herself and she's actually like an old crone, thousands of years old? No. And it's like, no, she's just a reasonably milfy lady. It's like whatever. Yeah, very strange.
They bring up the property values in Sunnydale. I was like, I wonder how much it does cost to live there. There are a strange amount of deaths.
You take what you can get.
I wonder. It's a beautiful place.
First vampires, now witches. No wonder you can still afford a house in Sunnydale.
So one of my favorite scenes, like in general, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer happens in this episode.
Whoa!
I love when Buffy gets hit with that like spell. It's like ultimately gonna kill her, but it comes on like alcohol at first. So aside from just singing like the Macho Man song and like having a little heart to heart with Mom.
Macho Man.
She gets to school and it's cheerleading practice, and now she's like not in full control of her motor skills because she's like
Yeah,
mind
they say it's
drunk.
like being drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So like she steps on someone's foot, and you're like, oh, no. And then like during a like spring toss thing, she's like, ah! And like launches a girl. And I always thought that was one of the funniest scenes, just because that girl like launches.
She doesn't have the nuance of her like power to be able to control. Yeah,
and she plays like the part is different enough than how she normally acts that you're like something's fucked up. Like she sees her like, my butts, I love my butts. Ah! And I'm like, that's awkward for everyone involved. Oh my god.
No, exactly. I thought she did a good job with that too.
Yeah.
Willow! Dander! My buds are here. I love my buds. Hi. Oh.
I liked also the relationship with the mom. Because we saw a little bit of this in like the intro two-part episode, but now it's really driving it home. We're like, her mom might be a horrible person. She does not give a fuck.
Oh, great parenting form. A little shaky on the dismount.
She's busy with her own things.
I think her mom's in a bad situation too.
Don't defend her based on things we find out later. So far,
I mean for right now. So like, just picture you have a kid right now, and your kid fucks up and makes you move professions.
I wouldn't even know my own kids' names. I wouldn't even move. I'd be like, who? Don't use me as an example.
I think the way you see her in this episode is to parallel a mom trouble, like, oh, all parents suck. They don't understand this, that, and the other thing.
Out of touch. What was the tryout for again? Like refresh my memory. And she's like, cheerleading. Like, ugh.
Well, I see you're not taking a very good, liking or interest in my life, and you're directly parallel seeing what taking far too much interest in your daughter's life can do. And I'm like, that's interesting. But ultimately, you get this thing where like she does apologize for things, she snaps, referencing things, and I hate all people when they do things like that. Let me reference something from forever ago because you did something like.
You mean when she says something like, well,
you didn't fuck up yet.
I'm not in trouble.
No, not yet.
or like I'm happy you're cheerleading, again because you quit cheerleading before the bad things happen.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Yes.
Early days Joyce is an interesting character for me. So like just what we know from right now, like up to season 3, is that she moved to a new town, got a house to open an art gallery. I think in the second episode you find out where she goes like, I think we found a place for the art gallery. I'm like, you moved to a new town with potentially no location for the business you want to have.
Oh, we may have found a space today.
You think you found one, so let's say you found the location, and now you're shipping in art, so we can assume you have a location. It's a very interesting job that I feel like has a lot of room for failure.
It's a fake
especially
movie.
in a new town.
It's a fake movie job, yes.
Yeah, it's like an architect, as you would say.
Yeah, because it explains why you're like shit's so inconsistent, and you can be there sometimes and then be gone, or have to travel, or I have to go to the unveiling, and some fucking shit can happen. Yeah, you can't have a normal job where you just go to work every day, because then there'd just be like no mom characters. You'd be coming home like my feet hurt like every night. Right, it would be very boring. So you have to give people in movies and television fake movie television jobs.
I think in positions like this, it would make the most sense just to give your mother character a night job. So like you already have the father's out of the picture. You just have the one parent. You go to school during the day. So if they were home during the day, you wouldn't see them. And if they worked at night, you could peruse the town doing things. Make her a nurse or something, and you would have been real easy.
Nurse would actually work on like a lot of levels. And I don't like this brewing idea of the tension, because we already did it last time, and it's gonna happen again, where it's like you're grounded, and she's like, I have to save the world though. Like I feel like that's very like okay, like fine, but that's part of what the show's about, I guess. So I can't hate it that much, but I'm kind of like dreading these coming conflicts where she has to be like, well, I'm grounded for another month, but at least we saved the universe from imploding into a black hole from that demon. And it's like, okay, good.
Ooh, these grapes are sour.
Best line in the episode is probably by Xander, where he says he's talking about the girl who potentially lit herself on fire through the power of anger. He's like, it's like the Human Torch, only it hurts. But it hurts.
It's like the Human Torch, only it hurts.
The friction. Yeah.
That was pretty good. There's a bit where they're talking about Amy's mom, and it's like, oh, she's very Nazi-ish. Heil.
Yeah, her mom's kind of Nazi-like.
Heil.
Did Xander say that? Who said that?
Willow says that.
I was like,
a from the left, where you don't expect a little quip like that from her.
I liked Xander running up and be like, I'm going in, and like going in to see the things and coming back. Don't worry, you both made it. You're first alternate and you're third. And then it's like, oh, and it's like, Xander, you fucking chode. Like, no, that's not how it works. And he's like, oh well, I can't do anything right.
Well, he has some line
he says
there.
Something.
Oh, what does he say? It's something like I am the king of all goons. All goons look to me for inspiration, or some shit like that.
For I am Xander, king of Cretans. May all lesser Cretans bow before me.
He keeps fucking it up.
Yeah.
Just love me. He keeps freaking. Yeah. I wonder where that's going.
Yeah, and he dips into a little bit of a creepy thing where his segue right before Buffy comes out to break the tension and be humorous is something like I'm outside of her bedroom taking pictures. That part was a joke. She's coming.
Yes.
Taking Polaroids outside of her bedroom window late at night. That last part is a joke. It's relieve the tension because here she comes.
Those are the Joss Whedon dialogue things. I like that. It's like nostalgic. That sort of like not funny.
No. I enjoy most of the things he puts on screen here. I'm just trying to paint the picture appropriately for the people that I know dislike this character and be like, I think they might have taken these things out of context and think he actually meant that or some bullshit here and there.
Oh no, I keep forgetting.
He likes this pretty girl because he wants an object to be on his arm as a treasure or something. I'm like, what are you, bastard?
Why are we doing this to Buffy?
I hate everything about people that can't understand, like, it's like, oh, put yourself in the shoes of, these are teenagers. Teenagers are people that think, like, at least they're actors playing teenagers.
Yes, not quite.
So, like, liking someone because they're pretty is not this horrendous offense. It's called life.
Perfect.
People do that now.
I forgot we have to mount an ongoing defense for Xander.
I'm here to mount the defense.
Maybe I'll turn, at some point, but so far, like when he comes in at the end, I got her, cut her head off. It's like, no, we already did the thing. He's like, are you sure? I could kill her.
then Willow comes in with a fucking bat, and he's like, no, it's cool. I took care of it.
Yeah, don't worry. I got it.
Where is she?
Hey, Willow, it's cool.
It is?
Yeah, I took care of it.
Like
that made me laugh. You get a little look of like,
Yeah, because like Buffy or Giles is like, no, that's not what. No.
So this is the first of the episodes that has a stinger at the end, where you get the like, oh, is everything over? Because the mom, as like the mirror gets kicked and she gets zapped away, is put into the trophy, and like you see little eyes move around. And I like when an episode ends with a potential unsolved thing lingering in the background, and that's cool to me.
I hate the ending.
Well,
it reminds. I understand what you're gonna say. It reminds me of like Goosebumps or like Are You Afraid of the Books thing and 18 scariest stories to tell under your bed. Like it has this weird like, and then she was trapped in this. So what I'm gonna do for the rest of this entire show is I'm gonna be anytime there's the trophy case, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's her. She's there. She's watching it.
You may never see it again.
I know.
But I like the idea of
like it though.
Like Wall, like you have this thing of like, oh, some janitor could be dusting and he drops it and it breaks and now is a witch gonna come out? Like it's just a little thing that could happen.
Yeah,
and I like that.
Maybe it's full of chocolate. Who knows? Yeah, no, I like that too. I like X-Files would do this. Like it would end in a way where you're like, oh shit, wait, no. Yes. There were eggs back at the thing. Right? You're like, oh no, right?
And I think that's fun and important. And it's things that like I would like. And No Show does this, so I can't say I fault Buffy for it. Because like No Show has like a notebook where they write down all those things. Because it would be great if like season 7, like, oh no, shit's happened, the whole world's gonna end, and they smash that, and now a super powerful witch comes who realizes the evil that's gonna end the world.
We have a common enemy.
Yes,
please do
things
this.
like that would be so cool. But like No Shows do that. Every show's like, oh, we got these shrink rays, put that in the blah blah, and then later it's like a thing. We can't possibly get out of here. Why don't you shrink it, you fuck?
Yeah, no, and like you could overdo that, but I would like a show to, especially stuff from that first season, especially if it's a short season, like cherry pick certain things from there.
And there are callbacks in the show to things constantly, but like it's like little things like that I'm like, that would really
because instead of using like a new thing that is pointless for being there, why not reuse an old thing that serves the exact same function?
Sure.
I'm sure there's going to be some other witch or spellcasting hexing person at some point. So they should just use, maybe that actress is not available or something, who knows? There's other factors, but yes, I also appreciate a little bit of like the Star Trek's good for that. Has a little nice, we can throw some old stuff in there sometimes.
Yeah. All right, last bits before we close this episode out. I have to mention, because you're that big Star Wars referencey guy every now and again about force choking. We got one of those when the witch grabs Xander and then punches Willow. I'm like, okay, all right.
Xander!
Yeah, no, sexist.
And like the worst hair stealing I've ever seen in my life. Like, so, like, how would you not get caught?
Yes.
Oh, dropped my pencil.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
No, very awkward, yes. And she does get caught, which is
cool. Of course.
Well, she also has to dump the potion on her.
Yes.
Then it turns blue and she goes, sorry, and then like walks away, right? It's this very awkward.
Well, fortunately, the tension was immediately broken by seeing someone's mouth get it like ripped off their face.
It's good to have a,
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much everything that happened in this episode. That concludes episode 3 of season 1. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time for episode 4.
Hello, internets. I just love watching Justdaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.